Hello again, it's Sue here again from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth kitchen, and today I'm going to be making some Welsh cakes with a twist. The twist being that I don't have some currants, I have mixed fruit, so I prefer mixed fruit anyway to just currants on their own. So I'll be adding mixed fruit, but the actual recipe is currants, okay? So I just thought I'd tell you that before we begin. Okay, so today we're making these Welsh cakes. So first of all, we have to use a really heavy frying pan. I don't have a bake stone, but I will get one in the future at some point. But at the moment I have this really heavy cast iron frying pan, which will do the job. Okay, so I'm going to warm this up while we're putting all the ingredients together. We've just lit the gas, okay? So today is the Welsh Cakes day. So I have my little recipe book here again that I'm using. I'm not sponsoring this person by any means, but I just really like this. This just happens to be a really simple layout and I really like it. It's just really easy to follow. So that's what I'm doing right today. So what we have here already done is 250 grams of plain flour. Okay, so that's all-purpose plain flour, and we're just going to sift it into this bowl. So that's the first job, is to sift the flour into the bowl. We want to aerate it, obviously, so that's what we're doing first. And then, so we'll just make sure we get every bit. Okay, and then we have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So I've got my baking powder here. This is from the co-op. So there's 1 teaspoon and 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, so 1.5 teaspoons. And then a pinch of salt. So I've actually got this big tub of normal salt out today because I can't really use the sea salt granules that I normally use. So there's a pinch of salt. So that's just table salt. You can use whatever salt you want. And then we have 125 grams of butter, which I've sort of sliced up, and I've also warmed it up a bit because it's very cold in my kitchen. So don't want it rock hard, okay? And then we also have the caster sugar, which is this one. And here we have 100 grams of caster sugar. And there's a little bit extra in there to put on the top. So I won't be using every single bit of it. I'm actually going to sift it because I've noticed that there are a few lumps in it. So I'm going to keep that amount back to sprinkle on the top, and I'm just going to sift the caster sugar through the sieve because there are a few lumps, and if you have a few lumps in your caster sugar, then just sift it because sometimes it gets a bit damp, and especially this time of year. And there you have it, it's all fine again now. And then we're going to then we have 75 grams of the mixed fruit. Well, I'm using mixed fruit, but it's supposed to be currants, but I don't think it really matters. I'm just doing a twist on the Welsh recipe. As I said before, cooking is enjoyable. It's supposed to be whatever you want it to be. If you haven't got all the right ingredients, then just supplement one thing for another. Like if you haven't got like the right herbs for whatever it is you're doing, just use the herbs that you've got. Okay? And then, so we've got in here 3 tablespoons of milk and 1 egg lightly beaten. Okay, so in here, I'll just turn that down a little bit. I might just take it off the heat once I see that it starts smoking. So sift the flour, da-da-da, and then rub in the butter. So basically you just put it all in one. So you're going to put in the butter now, rub in the butter, and then put in the milk and the eggs last because they're sort of like the wet ingredients, and these are sort of like the dry ingredients, even though butter's not dry. but you know what I mean. So I've been wanting to make these for ages now, and I just haven't got round to them. And these aren't in sequence, these videos, by the way. They're just whenever I feel like doing them, and it's whatever I'm going to do that day. I always change my mind from one day to the next. I might decide to do one thing and then go totally off track and do something completely different. So they're never in order. But this one is at the moment, okay? So I nearly changed it if I couldn't find any currants or anything, but luckily I found some mixed fruit in my cupboard. So it's always good to have like a selection of dry ingredients in your cupboard for baking and stuff, you know, every kind of baking thing that you can think of basically, and just keep some of it in your cupboard for if you ever want to make any bread or cakes or anything like that. Just make sure you've got different flours if you want to make different things, you know, whatever. But just have a good selection of stuff in your larder, pantry, cupboard, whatever you call it. I have a pantry, I like that word. And it's big, it's over there at the end, and it's got all my sort of cupboardy type things in there. So anyway, so we're just doing this, and we're just going to make sure we get this all mixed in nicely. Make sure we don't waste any of this butter. And then we're going to add the eggs and the milk. Okay? The egg, there's only one egg. And then we're going to mix them in with a spoon. I've never made these before, so if it goes wrong, I'm sorry. You will see it go wrong if it goes wrong. But hopefully it doesn't, and hopefully it'll be a success. So let's hope. Or otherwise you can just have a good laugh, I don't mind. Anyway, so I've mixed all the dry ingredients together with the butter. And so now we're just going to wipe our hands a little bit like so. And we're just going to pour in the egg. I'll make a well in the middle. I don't know why I use this for the egg. I'm sure I use this for the milk, but never mind. I've got my little pot for the milk. And now just mix this in gently. I think that's it. I'm not even reading the instructions, hold on. So then, after this mixing in session, it says here, stir in the sugar and the currants with cutting action and a round dead knife, stir in the egg with enough milk to gather to a ball. Well, I put a little bit of extra in the with the flour actually, so 3 tablespoons of milk might not be enough. Plus different flours, you know, sometimes they only need 3 tablespoons and other times they might need 4 or, you know, 3.5, depending with different brands of flour that you use. It's not always the same amount. It depends what brand of flour you're using. The time of year sometimes even can affect it, probably, because of moisture in the air. There's so many sort of things, so it's always just roughly. So don't get flustered if you have to put a little bit more milk in, or if you put too much in, it's a bit more difficult to take away than to add, obviously. But I'm sure that you can just add a little bit more flour if you put too much milk in. I'll just move my glasses off there. This is moving around a little bit. Just let me do that, that's better. So the pan is getting very hot. I can smell it heating up actually. Now this is starting to come together, look. So we'll just keep doing this till it comes together. And then we'll have it done. What's the next process? I have to wear my glasses, I'm afraid, because I can't see to read. With a cutting knife, then gather into a ball, transfer to a lightly floured surface and roll out to about 5 millimeters thick. And then cut into 2.5 to 3 inch rounds. Oh, I forgot to get a cutter out. I might have to stall the video while I go and find them. I can't remember where I put them now. They're here somewhere. If you haven't got a cutter, just use a glass. You can just use a glass. So don't worry if you haven't got a cutter. Or any kind of... I've got some dessert dishes here, I could probably use one of them. Or whatever you can find you can just use it and twist it and then it just works. Right, that's coming together now, so I think that's actually done. So I'm just going to move all this stuff because I've got to flour this worktop and use it to roll the pastry out on. Okay? Right. Okay, I'm back again. So now I'm just going to put this on the on this floured worktop here. So we're just using this all-purpose plain flour. So just put some on there like that, and then gather up your mixture into a ball. Should come together quite well, like this is coming together really well. Okay, there we are. Pop it on there. Don't waste any. Roll it in the flour that you got on the board. And now I have to go and get my rolling pin, which I haven't got over here either. Okay, I'll just go hello again. So now I've got a couple of cutters and I found my rolling pin. And I've got this nice little heart that I'm going to make so that when my partner comes home, I can give him some nice heart-shaped ones because I'm quite a romantic person. And I have this one. So there we are. So I've rolled out my pastry. Well, I haven't rolled it out yet. I found my thing. So I'm going to just put a tiny bit of flour on here. Like so. This is a marble rolling pin. And then in the middle, just roll it and roll it and roll it. So these are going to be quite thick. I haven't got a measurer, so I'll just guide a rough measurement. But I think that's probably about it, actually. This is very, very heavy, so you don't have to use any kind of pressure on it whatsoever. So I should say that that's probably thick enough. I'm not sure. There. Okay, so there. You can see. So what we're going to do is just cut out some shapes and then just put them here. Okay. So I will make some round ones, which are traditional, and then I'm going to make some hearts, which are not so traditional. I just like doing things differently. So I'll just make 6, 4, and try and get as many as you can out of your pastry the first time around, okay? So try and go to the nearest the edges and the nearest to each other. Okay, so I've made 6 round ones, and I'm going to make some heart ones. So, oops. Press down on this one quite hard because of the bits around the edge with the currant still in it. Just losing a bit of shape there. Oops, I keep going to use that one. Probably this would work better if it didn't have currants in it, obviously. But still, never mind. We just want to make them fun. Cooking should be fun. Okay, you can get your kids making these. But make them fun. It's just fun. Food is supposed to be fun. It's something you have to eat. So you should enjoy making it. It shouldn't be a chore. You know what I mean? Food should not be a chore. Food should be enjoyment. And if you haven't got time to cook, then make time. Batch cook. like make a lot of things at once. I will do some batch cooking for you so you can understand like what it's like to batch cook if you've never done it before. So we've got 6 rounds and 1, 2, 3, 6 hearts. We've still got a little bit left, so we'll gather it together and we'll reshape it and we'll make a few more until all the mixture's gone. And even when you have a tiny little bit left, then just cook that as well. Alright, you don't want any waste. No waste, we don't like waste. So we try and use everything, and then just do that, and then roll it out again. You probably don't even have to roll it really, you could just use your hand and flatten it. But it seems as it says to roll it out. But I don't think you really need to roll it out myself. It's a bit soft now, it's getting a bit soft. So I'm just going to do a couple of circles. So there's one. And I'll do another one. And with the last little bit, I'll just roll it in the ball and flatten it and just have a random shape. Doesn't have to be any shape. So we'll just roll it in a ball. It's quite an interesting one. And then just flatten it and roll it and flatten it and roll it with the hand. And there we have it. That's quite huge. I might cut it in, I'll just break it in half. Make it 2 smaller ones, that's a bit big. There, that's better. Right, that's better. That's a better shape. That was a bit big. So, and that one's nearly done. I could make these in the morning for well, the day before. I wouldn't make them in the morning if I was going to do them for guests. I have put on Welsh cakes before, but bought ones. I've never made my own ones before, but I'm sure my guests would absolutely love to have homemade Welsh cakes. So I'm just going to wash my hands and then I'll be back. Right, I've got to warm up this. That's not good and cold yet. Right, what do we have to do now? Okay, so next it says to spread a little bit of butter or oil on the bake stone or frying pan. So I'm using a brush and I've mixed together a little bit of oil with the butter. Okay, so I'm just going to coat this gently, and this is very, very hot now. Just so, there. And then it says to cook them in batches for 4 to 5 minutes. So I'm just going to all until they're cooked, brown. So I'll make sure it's not too hot, and then we'll see what they're like. I'm just putting them in batches of, how many have I got here? 5. Oh no, 6. We've got 6. We've got 6 in there. So I'm going to get one of these. Okay. Right, these speckled discs were traditionally cooked at least once a week in kitchens throughout Wales. Then Welsh name, I will have to ask Sandra how to pronounce that, okay? Means cakes on the stone. That's what it means. Sorry, I cannot pronounce the Welsh speaking word. I will have to ask my lady, my friend Sandra, who's Welsh, or Erin, she's Welsh, and ask either one of those how you pronounce that, and I will endeavour to try and pronounce it myself, okay? So I will let you know. But at the moment, I can't pronounce it, and I'm not even going to try. So far I've made 2, and they smell absolutely amazing. Oh wow, I can't wait to try one soon. Hi there again, Sue here from Sue's Dolbrodmaeth kitchen. I have finished making the Welsh cakes. So they haven't come out as great as I thought I would, but I've never tried them before. But I did find that probably if you have the correct thing to do them on, the bake stone is flat, isn't it? And you need something like leverage, and you don't want them to go up the side of the pan. So I did have a few disasters. I didn't end up with as many as I thought I would. And they're very soft to manoeuvre around. So you have to make sure that one side is done before you do the other side. But I did have a few disasters. I'm sure the birds will be very pleased with those. So these are the ones that I ended up with. The heart shapes didn't come out like hearts at all, actually. They're very, very soft as well. But look, this is what they look like. So, and they smell really nice, and they taste delicious. They're very sweet though, and I've not really got that much of a sweet tooth, to tell you the truth. So if I made them again, I probably would have put so much sugar in them, because to me they're a bit too sweet. And I've dusted them with caster sugar as well, which it also says to do. I know they don't look that fantastic, but they do taste nice. And sorry to all you Welsh people out there who make Welsh cakes with a bake stone. I will get a bake stone. I need to figure out where I get one from. And then I will do them again. And hopefully the next time I do them, they will come out better. Anyway, so this is Sue with her first trial of Welsh cakes with a twist, made with mixed fruit instead of just currants. Not made on a bake stone, made in a heavy frying pan. But I definitely think that if you're going to make a lot of these, that you should invest in a bake stone. Anyway, so this is me signing off for now. So, oh yes, sorry, I forgot to say, if you've enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think it was rubbish. Either way, leave a comment behind and subscribe to my channel, please. The more the merrier subscribing to my channel. I really would love to hear from you of any things that you would like me to cook. If they're like a recipe or something, not boring things, but something different that you've never tried and you'd like someone to try it for you, or just follow along with me. And also I'm going to be holding some cooking courses in my Dolbrodmaeth Riverside B&B. I live here with my partner Simon, and I love it. I love it here. We live in the Snowdonia National Park, and it's very, very, very beautiful. And I'd love to share it with you. And if you'd like to come and stay here at any time, not just for a cooking course, but any time, just look at the dolbrodmaeth.com, which is my website. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my my recipe today. And look out for my next recipe, which will be Anglesey shortbread. Anyway, so I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you very much for coming here and putting up with me. Thank you so much, and thank you. Bye.